As many of you know, we now have the Grand Hub in Monster Hunter Wilds, right? We have the Grand Hub. And if you're fucking blind, let me not say that. If you haven't noticed, there is a giant skeleton above us in the Grand Hub, right? And Monster Hunter does this thing that they have these giant, like mountain-sized monsters. So I wanted to give you the five possible monsters that skeleton could be in the Grand Hub. All right? Now, one thing I want to note regarding the way that the skeleton looks in the Grand Hub is that the rib cage is connected to a spine, right? And usually on like Leviathan monsters or monsters that would in their belly, you would see the spine being held up by the rib cage, but the spine is clearly seen laying on the ground. So this monster would have had to die on its back. Let's continue. At number 5, we have a monster that you probably never fought, Lao Shang Long. Lao Shang Long is this giant red dragon with no wings, right? I believe, I'm not mistaken, was one of the first siege monsters. It's a little forgettable because of how bad its siege was, but it's a giant, cool-looking dragon monster, right? Next on that list is a twofer. It's Jen Moran and Duran Moran. Now, Duran Moran and Jen Moran were also siege monsters, but there was a little more intuitive, and they were better overall. They're giant, like sea-looking monsters, but only in the desert. Only in the desert. Now, at number 3, this is kind of a far-fetched one, only really because I want these two monsters to actually be in Monster Hunter Wilds. I think they would do great for plot point in the story. Kind of like some world-ending thing that these two never met. And if they ever did, they could, potentially destroy the Monster Hunter world, right? So that's Akantor and Ukanlos. So Akantor is most likely the one that could potentially be the skeleton outside of Ukanlos, because Ukanlos is in the tundra. It's in the snowy areas, right? But Akantor is in like a mountainous lava volcano region, so it could potentially be this, right? At number 2, it's usually the pick that a lot of Monster Hunter fans use anyways because of its ginormous size. And we've seen its skeleton already in Monster Hunter World. That is Dalamador. My only issue with this is effluvium. So when Dalamador ate it, it created the rotten veil. Now, the last and probably most far-fetched one, because it comes from a game that they don't really pull monsters from. Monster Hunter Frontier has this ginormous monster called Laviente. It's basically Dalamador times 3. So those are all the potential monsters that I think could be the skeleton in the Grand Hub in Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, honorable mentions I would give to Zora Magdaros, just because of its size, but that's a little far-fetched, crazy. I mean, they're all far-fetched, but it's crazy. And Gog Mazios. Now, Gog Mazios might be a little too small for it, but I'm pretty sure that he's already going to be in the game. There's a lot of speculation that Gog Mazios will be in Monster Hunter Wilds. So yeah, if you haven't already seen it, giant skeleton in Monster Hunter Wilds, Grand Hub, yeah.